Marla, Duchess Marden. We're here talking to her today, and got a few questions. I got a few questions from some customers that wanted to know a couple things, also from Beauty Blog Northwest wanted to know a couple things.
Great.
So we're just gonna shoot away and go from there.
Sounds terrific.
Excellent. Excellent. So Duchess Marden. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the line and like why did you start it?
I started it because I really wanted to appeal to women who were using Estee Lauder and all these aspirational brands who wanted a line that was upscale but natural. And what I felt was a lot of women can't find natural, effective products, and I wanted to create something that was focused on hydration and discoloration and really tending to fade hyperpigmentation and things like that.
So I think what I just heard you say is the big dilemma out there is, can natural be effective too? So you're telling me that natural products can actually deliver some results.
Absolutely. No, I don't blame women for feeling like that, only because the crazy thing is everybody has sort of their eco vice and they feel like, well, I still have to use Cascade on my dishes or bleach on my whites. And I think that with our products, people are really seeing a difference using natural ingredients instead of hydroquinone and some of the ingredients that aren't so good for your insides.
Right. Right. And so, who is this line for? I mean, it kind of sounds like you're saying it's for anybody, but is it? I mean, so, I'm in the 40 and up category now, so I want to make sure that, is this something that really would work and give me those anti-aging benefits, as they say?
Well, I think it's great when women start to see changes in their skin. That's when they start to say, well, maybe I should do something. Maybe there's something I'm not doing. And I think it's about prevention before it happens, not about freezing your muscles so that you can't emote, for example. I think it's much more about fine-tuning. I mean, we look at our plants and they're just like this, and they need life to them. They need moisture, and I really wanted something that addressed the finer lines but tended to sensitive skin. And so I would say it's for sensitive skin and people who are starting to see the first signs of aging.
So a question that we got from a consumer was, what's the deal with the roses? Like, it seems like roses are everywhere and it's such a focus for you in the line. And I know they're pretty, they smell pretty, and they look pretty, but can they give me pretty, I guess, is the question.
For me, it was just this glorious tincture that I came upon when I took a desert trek in India, and it was like Marco Polo, just finding out that people want something that makes them not just look good but feel good. And I think we went through this period of time in the 80s where we took all the oil out, all the scent out, every product was unscented. And it's interesting, the first thing someone does is they open a product and they smell it. They desire scent, and scent, rose, Ayurvedic say, it is the highest vibration of any scent. And coming from Ohio, I don't know if I'd say that in certain circles.
I was going to say, what do you mean by vibration?
Molecular vibration. They say rose is the only scent that's derived from the petals and not the stem and the leaves. So rose in particular, it's this convergence of skin and senses, because for the skin, it addresses circulation. It helps with rosacea, people who have overt redness. It helps with reducing broken capillary thread veins, and it hydrates and kills bacteria. And then as a scent, it's been known antidepressant, anti-anxiety remedy, and it's an aphrodisiac, so it's just this life force.
So I'm going to feel good and look good.
That's been my experience. The first thing people say is, I feel harried, I feel anxious, and when I spray rose water, I'm suddenly, centered.
Yeah, I've always kept like a rose water spray with me, like, especially when I travel, and I never knew exactly why, but there's something about spritzing. I don't know what I don't know if it really does anything, but I love doing it anyway. So
I guess people used to use Evian water, and what they found is that at higher altitudes, you lose a lot of water. Your skin loses a lot of water, and so the minerals found in rose water very rich.
And then you said you went to India, so because one of my questions that I personally had was when I look at your packaging, I mean it's just beautiful, the colors and everything, and it just draws me into it. And so was the packaging some of that inspiration from that India trip is what I'm thinking when I look at that?
So the inspiration for the packaging, if you can just imagine the color of this conically shaped stack of just pile of herbs and the saffron, the colors of layer upon layer of silk saris, the fuchsias, the peacock blue, and they're the warmer tones. And I think that color, the vibrancy of color, is what keeps us so vibrant inside. I mean, it integrates into our decor. If you look at skincare, it's just so boring looking. And what I wanted was something that you could put on your counter alongside your perfumes, showcase it, and actually, therefore, use it.
Why glass?
Glass, well, first of all, it reduces to ash, and I like the fact that we have a very sustainable line without the waste, without the junk. And plastics tend to leach the chemicals from the plastic into the contents of the ingredients, and so I wanted something that's very high integrity and, you know, luxurious looking and feeling. So all of those things combine really hard.
And then I also noticed that you have you call it a neck and décolleté serum. I love the word décolleté because I just like to say it, décolleté. Makes me feel kind of sexy. But I know people keep telling me that I need to use a neck cream, a décolleté cream, separate product, but I don't understand exactly why. Why can't I use the same stuff that use here?
The skin on the neck and the chest is more like the skin on the hands, and it's thinner and it needs a serum so that it absorbs in readily and really protects against the crepiness that you see. There's really not much you could do to reverse aging on the neck, and so I really wanted something to address that skin.
Oh, okay. All right, so keeping the, what do they call it, the turkey neck away, right?
Exactly, exactly.
And then another question I have for you is, I've heard a lot of people say that there's a lot of value to your products. Now, I know the price point, like when I looked at the price point, I went, you know, it's a decent price point, especially in products that I think are comparable to your products. They're a lot more expensive. So is that what they're saying by value? Because I read a little bit, people say that you've got a lot of value to your product.
I think what they mean is there's no filler in it, so it's highly concentrated. So a little bit goes a long way, and you'll have that one bottle for 3.5 months, but it will remain stable. So sometimes you have a product that's so watered down and diluted that you seem to go through it. It pours out, and then it's just filled with all these inert ingredients. So I really concentrated on very, very high caliber ingredients where you can use a little bit and get a lot out of it.
All right, that makes sense. So speaking of value, I've got the last question, and it's the $1 million question. Are you ready?
Please.
Okay, how can I help I need to get rid of some of my dark circles. Aside from sleep and a better diet and exercise, you know, what do I do?
The vitamin C in our anti-wrinkle serum is wonderful for that. It really will absorb in around here and just reduce the appearance of dark circles.
So that's the product that I would use around my eyes.
That's
because
right.
I didn't see a quote-unquote eye cream.
Right.
You know, so I was like, okay, what do I do and how do I do it?
You can use it around your whole orbital bone, and most products you can't for the eye because they tend to creep into the eyes. And this one, since it's very, very clean, the ingredient deck is clean, a little bit goes a long way and you will really see a difference. And it will minimize any of the fine lines around the edges. One of the reasons I didn't call it an eye cream is because people said, oh no, Marla, I'm using this on my whole face,
right.
And in the morning it just looks radiant. So I could see that.
And that makes sense. I've talked to a lot of people that use their eye cream on their entire face, you know, so, and they said, well, can I do that because it's an eye cream, but they do it anyway because it feels great. So, okay. You're very clever, Marla. Very clever. I like it. I like the line a lot. Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.